Edge-of-the-seat drama in a dramatic start to the new series. Casualty returns to BBC One at 8:10.
Tonight, one of these 6 people could be winning £10,000. But to do so, they must eliminate all the others. It's Dog Eat Dog. Welcome to Dog Eat Dog. Well, there's £10,000 up for grabs tonight, but to win it, our contestants need to ruthlessly exploit what they know about each other. We sent them away for an action-packed 24 hours so they could size each other up physically, mentally and emotionally. They also sat formal tests designed to show us what they're rather good at and what they're really bad at. So, can you spot tonight's top dog?
Husky voice thespian Selena's got 3 A's in her A-levels. She's in love with Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. Mum of 2 Fiona is full of surprises. She once won a tank driving competition. Shahira likens herself to tennis ace Venus Williams, physically strong and mentally determined with expressive hair. Former butcher Matt is now an RAF medic. He says he's extremely hairy and lists tropical fish as a hobby. Pilot Tony likens himself most to Galileo, inquisitive, a little bit rebellious, and keen on outer space. Brummy fireman John is convinced he's Brad Pitt's long-lost twin brother. He used to be a sports masseur, and he's stripped at Ann Summers parties. So that's our Super 6. What have they got to say for themselves?
If I had to describe myself in 3 words, I would be honest, strong, and opinionated.
If I was a car, I'd be a blue and white striped Citroen because I'm a big Sheffield Wednesday fan, but I would have a souped-up engine so I could go really fast.
I admire Puff Daddy because his ambition has gotten him a lot of money, and my ambition is to do the same.
I think the rest of the group probably perceive me as the quiet, silent type. I quite like that.
Obviously, the main reason I'm on the show is for the money, and if I do win, excellent. But I'm not going to let anybody stand in my way. I've got no qualms of knocking anybody off.
My game plan is to be the nice guy of the group, make sure they all like me. I think they've all fought for it as well. Suckers.
Well, what lovely people you seem to be. Right, here's how the game works. In each round, I will set you a challenge. You must each nominate one opponent to take that challenge on. Whoever gets the most nominations has to face the challenge. If they fail, that's it. It's off to the loser's bench over there, waving goodbye to that £10,000 as they walk away. If, however, they succeed, it's time for revenge, because they can then send any of those who nominated them onto the loser's bench in their place. Understood? OK, so who will be our first victim? Well, it's time to find out in our opening game, which tests hand-eye coordination. These 2 touch screens both contain an identical set of symbols. The challenge for our player is to find each pair so they're facing up at the same time. When 2 symbols match, the squares turn blue. When 2 symbols do not match, the squares flip back over and they must try again. The player will have 90 seconds to match all 16 symbols. So, it's time to make your first judgment of the evening. Who are you going to nominate for the pairs challenge? Ladies and gentlemen, please make your choice now. Let's hear what happened on the away day.
The results of our formal test showed that airline pilot Tony is the pick of the bunch when it comes to hand-eye coordination. While Shahira has the skills but not the patience, Matt, Selena and Fiona will genuinely struggle in this challenge. If our contestants had their eyes peeled, though, there was uncoordination going down left, right and centre.
Matt was like Jerry the Jester in the juggling. He was very, very confident. I think he'd done it before.
I find the way that Matt handles his balls so well very worrying.
We had to do some juggling. Shahira got in a real strop about that. She couldn't do it.
It seemed like Fiona's hands and eyes were in 2 totally different time zones because her juggling balls were all over the place.
During the day, Shahira tended to throw her teddies out of the cot quite a few times. I wanted to just sort of grab her and shake her and explain the reason we're here for, you know. 1 and 4 zeros, woman, you know, sort yourself out.
Ooh, the unpleasantness has started already. OK, let's have a look at how you voted. Fiona.
Selena.
John.
Shahira.
Shahira.
Fiona.
Matt.
Selena.
Selena.
Shahira.
Tony.
Selena.
Oh. 3 votes against you, I guess, Selena. How do you feel about that?
I feel quite gutted to be up so early, Ulrika.
Coordination wasn't the best, though, was it?
Wasn't brilliant on the juggling, no.
No. Well, come with me and let's see how you do. OK, Selena, you know the rules. Remember that you must find all 16 pairs and you have just 90 seconds in which to do it. The very best of luck. Selena, your fight for survival starts now. Come on. Seconds. What are you thinking?
I'm feeling pretty stupid, but...
no, you mustn't. You were going so quickly.
Yeah, I had a few ones early there. I had a surge of confidence, but...
Yeah, and then it went.
I think I was a bit too quick.
Oh, well, that's the end of the £10,000
yeah.
for you.
But I'll be back, Ulrika.
Oh, we hope to see you again. Let's hear it for Selena! So, 1 down and 5 left. Well, who's going to be fighting for survival next in our physical challenge? Here's how it works. Once hoisted up into these stirrups, the player must make their way to the end of these parallel bars. As you can see, it's awkward work. The secret is getting into a good rhythm to pull yourself along. If at any time the player steps off, they will fail this challenge, and they have 90 seconds to complete the course. So, who do you want to nominate for the physical challenge? Ladies and gentlemen, make your choice now. They've made their decisions, but let's look back at the physical side of their away day.
Our physical suggests that RAF medic Matt and fireman John would stroll this test of stamina and technique. The most senior members of the group, Tony and Fiona, will be hoping they won't be chosen. Did they pick up on anything?
Matt sees me as the biggest threat. We are quite similar, but I think he realises by now I'm that little bit better.
I'm really pleased I did well at the physical side of things, but then again, there wasn't really much competition.
If I was to describe Matt, I'd say he was loud, overconfident, and a little bit smarmy.
I think the people in the group are quite surprised that I did quite so well in some of the physical challenges.
She was like a rat up a drain pipe.
But I knew I'd got what it takes to do it all along.
I've been careful what sort of jokes I've been telling around Fiona because It's a little bit like having your mum hanging around with you, and that's not good.
Shahira is very immature.
Out of the ether came the wonderful tones of, Tony, get with the team!
Likes to get things her own way. And if she doesn't, she has a tantrum.
Well, it's all starting to come out. Let's have a look at your votes. Fiona.
Shahira.
John.
Fiona?
Shahira.
Tony.
Matt.
John.
Tony.
John.
Well, John, by the skin of your teeth, 2 votes. I'm wondering, Tony, why you chose John, because he's a fireman and I would presume reasonably fit.
It was a complete tactical blunder on my part. I assume nobody else would vote for John because he's obviously going to be able to do it.
Well, John, for this challenge, you need to wear the correct safety equipment, so come with me and let's see how you get on. Getting his safety pads on, it's worth remembering that this is not about strength, but more about technique. Once he starts, he'll have just 90 seconds to make it along those bars to the finishing line. Okay, John, get yourself into position. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, John, your fight for survival starts now. John, come and stand here to my side here. Oh, blimey, you're rather hot. Plenty of time. I mean, you had time to go back again. Would that have been easy for any firefighter to have done?
I think so, yeah, no problem at all.
My only concern was that you were so keen that your feet were almost going to touch the mattress. That was my only concern, but...
Well, having size 12 feet doesn't make this easy.
Would have made a bit of an impact. OK, listen, it's time for revenge. We like this bit of dog-eat-dog. Turn your attention to 2 rather sheepish-looking people over there. There's a man called Matt and a man called Tony, who both conceded to a little bit of tactical voting in this round, which they're now finding out was a bit of a mistake. Who are you going to vote on to the losers' bench?
Well, I think after a few comments, it's going to have to be Matt.
It's Matt! Come over here, Matt!
Gutted.
Were you expecting that?
Well, no, not really, because we got on really well. We had a few beers and
that was
few jokes,
then, but
few
this
chats.
is now.
You know, I thought I was a good judge of character, but obviously not. You know?
No. Well, let me tell you, Matt, you've got plenty of time to think about it on the losers'
To take
bench.
£2,000 out of his back pocket. Hopefully.
Well, let's wait and find out. Let's hear it for Matt. You're back in the game, John. Come on. So 2 down and 4 left. Nice to see you back in the game, John. And whew, much relief for you, Tony. Well, I wonder which one of you is going to be a victim in our next round, which tests math skills. It works like this. This grid contains 20 discs, alternately numbered and blank. The value of each blank disc is the sum of all the numbered discs it's connected to. The task is to calculate the value of each blank disc as it flashes up. For example, 27 plus 8 plus 46 is 81. Well, the player can pass, but must work out the value of all 10 blank discs in 90 seconds. So, gang, who are you going to nominate for the maths test? Make your choice now. Well, we'll find out how they've voted in just a minute, but first let's see how they coped with maths on the away day.
Once more, the contestants only knew where they themselves came in this test. We can now reveal that Pilot Tony and hose-wielding John came tops in maths. The real surprise at the bottom of the pile was Wages Officer Fiona. Now, let's hear the sum of their initial thoughts on maths.
I'm not going to mind being picked for a maths challenge. I performed quite well on the away day.
I think Tony would be best at a maths challenge. He's a part-time maths teacher.
Even though I'm a maths teacher in my spare time,
So we've heard.
I have to admit I'm not very good at arithmetic.
I'm a wages officer,
Fiona's definitely a gutsy chick.
so people naturally think I'm good at maths, but I'm not.
If I was to describe Shahira in 3 words, it'd be irritating, arrogant, and very, very annoying.
To be honest, whatever happens, I probably won't be speaking to these people ever again.
Okay, let's have a look at who voted for Fiona.
Tony.
John?
Shahira?
Shahira?
Tony.
Tony.
I'm afraid, Shahira.
Ah, well, as you know, when there's a split vote, the casting vote will go to the person who last landed on the loser's bench, which, of course, on this occasion, is lovely Matt. Who would you like to see take on the maths challenge? Tony or Shahira?
It has got to be the most annoying woman I've ever met in my entire life. Shahira.
So, not Tony then. Okay, Shahira, come with me and let's see how you do. Take a seat. Now, remember, you can pass, but you must complete all 10 sums in 90 seconds, okay? Face the way. You ready? Okay. Shahira, your fight for survival starts now.
147.
Correct.
162.
Incorrect.
86. 127. 186.
Incorrect.
Pass. 118.
Incorrect.
128.
Incorrect.
Pass. 170.
Correct.
151.
Correct.
96.
Correct.
132.
Correct.
73.
Correct.
135.
Correct.
127.
Incorrect.
137.
Incorrect. Hey, you were on a bit of a roll there towards the end. You only got 7 out of the 10, and then the time ran out on you.
Yeah, I bet it was a lot more than he thought I could get.
All right. Well, I'm just dying to find out what you and Matt are going to talk about. So off you go to the loser's bench. Let's hear it for Shahira. So we're down to the final 3. Well, up next is our language challenge. Here's how it works. This chain must be filled with 8 words using the letters at the bottom of the screen. A crossword-style clue will appear in the centre, and the answer must be slotted into the chain by selecting the right letters in turn. For example, if the clue is aircraft, The answer would be plain. The last letter of each word is also the first letter of the next one. If the player selects an incorrect letter, it will turn red and they'll be locked out for 2 seconds. They may pass, but they must complete the chain in 90 seconds. So, who are you going to nominate for this challenge? Please make your choice now. Here's how they coped with language skills on the away day.
Crossword-loving mum Fiona topped the class in language, followed by pilot Tony, whilst John has most to fear from a language challenge. In the group activities, language also played a part. What conclusions did they come to?
I think John's going to struggle on the English side of things. I mean, look at his job as a fireman. I mean, what's he got to study for English for?
During my spare time, I do a lot of reading, do a few crosswords, so if I get an English challenge, it's not going to faze me.
Tony was the daddy of the group and had to get an answer out first, even if it was wrong.
Whatever.
Well, without further ado, let's find out who you've chosen. Fiona.
John.
John.
Fiona.
Tony.
Fiona.
Woo! Fiona, were you sitting there thinking, oh, I might just get through without having to do anything?
Hoping.
You were hoping. Well, this is your challenge, and I'm sure you'll rise to it. Come with me and let's see how you get on. Okay, so we're going to give you your first letter. You can pass at any time, but you must get all 8 words in order to complete the chain. All right? You ready? Okay, Fiona, your fight for survival starts now.
Pass.
I did. Absolutely. Well, you had about 14 seconds left at the end. It was fantastic.
Revenge is sweet.
Oh, yes. Let's turn our attention to the 2 boys and see how brave they are now. Wait a second. You have the choice of either John or Tony. Who would you like to sit on the losers' bench?
It's got to be John.
Come on, John. John, you kind of knew that was coming, didn't you?
Yes, all along, yeah.
You can't say things like that about a fine lady.
Well, I said she was my mum, but I love my mum, so it's quite a compliment.
Well, it's no time for love now, I'm afraid. You're off to the losers' bench and you're back in the game. Come on, Fiona. And then there were 2. Well, you've survived this far, but of course only one of you will be top dog and will have the chance of playing for £10,000. The other person will be making their way over to the losers' bench over there. You're now about to go head-to-head in a game that's all about staying cool under pressure. Come with me and see how it works. Okay, guys, well, your challenge is to find the hidden route across your grid and make it to the finish podium. When you step on a correct square, it will turn white. You then have the chance to find the next square in the route, and you can move diagonally. Make a wrong move and your lights go out, sending you back to the start. The route is the same for both of you, so how much attention you choose to pay to each other is entirely up to you. However, you can only remain on any given square for a total of 15 seconds. First to the finished podium wins and will be playing for that £10,000. Okay, you ready? Take up your positions, please. Fiona and Tony,